And that's why we love artists, because they'll say that thing, you're like, yo, I always felt that, but I would have never said that out loud.
Right.
you know and usually when you find those things, those end up being your best songs, your best lyrics, like, the things that hit the deepest.
Oh, for sure. I know when I've tried to sing some of my songs to my friends, it's been scary because
Right,
I'm exposed in that moment, right? My
right,
lyrics are personal. They're
right.
related to things that I've been through. So I start
Hmm.
shivering and my heart's pounding.
Right,
It's like, damn, like I'm telling you something so personal and with
right,
such exact words that,
right,
I mean, people will still be able to relate them to their own stories, but it's still your story and it's coming from you.
right.
If it comes from you, they know that this is your story. So in
Mhm.
that moment, that live moment, it's mad scary because you're just weak. You're exposed in that moment.
Right. And
Uh,
and what I would say to that is, like, again, what helped me kind of get over that, because it is terrifying. It still is terrifying. If I have to spit live in front of someone and be like, yo, how is this song? Like, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like, how do you feel about the lyrics? I'm like, is this person even listening to the lyrics, or do they just want the beat and the bop? You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
still get that thought, even as a rapper, right? It's like, I don't sing, right?
Yeah.
So I can't just like lull my way into your graces. But um the thing is like, when I was in college, for example, I would make songs and I would be like, yo, can you sit down and listen to this? I would just go to people, not because I was courageous, but because I'm like, I have to get over this fear.
Hmm.
I'm like, I just got to run these songs to as many people. And every time I got a reaction where someone was like, oh, that's good, or yo, that's cool. For me, I was like, garbage. Because I'm like, I don't want a whatever reaction or a meh reaction. I
Yeah.
I was like, I would keep, and that's what fueled me. I was like, okay, they just went, oh, that's all right. Nah, trash, right?
Trash.
Make a new, either rewrite the song, or if it's too much work, whatever, make a new song.
Yeah.
Cool. How's this? It's good. Nah, that's not good enough for me. Cool. Rewrite. Make a song. Yo, that's sick.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, now I have some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I know
so
what you mean.
being an artist is really weird, because it's a balance of like being vulnerable and being resilient at the same time. So like the mindset that helps me to do that is like, look, when I write a song, it's for me. When I release a song, it's for other people. So I can write a song that's for me. I'm like, okay, cool. Will this reach other people? Nah, this one was just for me. That's fine. But then if I write a song and I'm like, okay, cool, and I really want it to be for other people, what's the best way to do it? You show people. And if you get those reactions, then you like, okay, this is what they felt. And then I realized, oh, I can't spit it live, because then they don't get the real experience of them just listening to the song. So first I would record it, learn to mix it, learn to master it. And part of me learning to mix it is showing people, and they're like, oh, but the volume's too low on the vocals, or the volume's too low on the beat, or whatever, right? Or it sounds weird. And
Yeah.
like, I had to go through that and be like, oh, okay, I'll fix the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I send it, then I go back, have a track, kind of properly mixed, kind of properly mastered. I show people, and then they're like, sounds all right. And I'm like, oh, garbage. You know what I mean? But for
Yeah.
longest time, also, I was hesitant to learn how to master. But whenever I tried to show someone my mix and they would turn it up in their car, it wouldn't go loud enough because it
Right.
wasn't mastered. So the volume was too low. And so
Yeah.
I constantly got that problem. And I'm like, okay, I can't even show people music anymore, because they don't even get to hear it as loud as they want. So let me fix that first and
I
then come back.
I know, man. I've gone through the same thing with the first two or three songs that I released. I try to
Right.
I try to bump it in the car, and it
Yeah.
was just so trash. Like no one could hear what
Hmm.
I was saying. I couldn't hear what I was saying. Like I just knew the
Yeah.
lyrics, but I could like focus on that part. So like, but the
Right.
music was just so bad. It made it so
Yeah, man.
yeah.
It's just the way it is. Like, you just gotta be real with yourself, and you gotta constantly test. It's literally market testing. Like, if you went to school school for that,
Yeah.
Like, it's market testing, and you have to do that as an artist. Go to people whose opinions you trust and market test, you
Yeah.
know? And until you get the, whoa, this is like dope. Like, okay, so with my latest single, Sideways, why did I release that song? You wanna know why?
Why?
It's because when I showed people the song, they listened to the song, they're like, yo, that's dope. I'm like, okay, sick. I turned off the song. And then 5 minutes later, I would hear someone go, I've had bad days, you make days bad.
Yeah.
I make time. I've had bad days, you make days bad. That shit just don't play right.
Yeah. Dude, exactly.
Right? Or
Yeah.
they would tell, or if I was showing more than one person, they would, like, my homie would go to my other homie, he'd be like, I've had bad days, you make days bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so this just
Oh,
naturally caught on. I
yeah.
didn't have to I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to say the lyric, nothing. That's what they took from it. I'm like, okay, this is dope. You know, I already liked the song a lot. I was very proud of the song. But then I showed it and everyone's like, and I had a bunch of songs. I had like 10 something songs.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, you should release that one out of all of these. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know? So um yeah, so that's it. Like, I would just say, like, if you're hesitant, it's all about, once you take that first step, it's a lot easier to take the second.
That's good to hear, man. That's really good to hear. I've been going through so much with my conflicting thoughts about, man, why did I get a job after university? I was just like, man,
Right.
I decided after university, I'm like, that's it. I did what I had to do to make myself proud. In fact, it was first to make myself proud. I'm like, man, I got my degree, like I have a
Right.
backup just in case, but is that really what I want? Then I started questioning that. I was like, is that really what I want? Do I want a backup? Because I'm not that type
Right.
of person. Like, I'm not the type of person who would just half-ass something. I'm just like, I want to be an artist. I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rock star. Like, that's what I
Right.
want to do no matter what. But
Right.
I also don't want to be dependent on someone, or like my parents after
Right.
a certain period of time, and I wanna be able to fund myself to be that person. So I got my
Right.
degree. After that, I was like, all right, I have a business of my own. My father has a business of his own, which I was supposed to
Right.
help out with, which wouldn't take too much of my time, just because
Right.
it's set in its own ways. And obviously, I'm the boss's kid. I won't have to really
Do
go
as much. Right.
do as much, right? I wouldn't have that oh shit, I'm gonna get fired. Like,
Right.
I don't go to the office today. I could not go to the
Right.
office today. It would be fine.
Right.
And
Right.
work on my craft. But
Right.
there's just something that just kept eating away at me. It's just that I don't know if you have that or if you had that, like, with your parents growing up. It's like, this would make them proud, and like,
Right.
why would you not want to make them proud, right? Like, it's just like, they've
Right.
done so much for me. I might as well do something to make them proud. But in the end, you realize that all they care about is you being happy. They they don't care about nothing more than you being
Right.
happy. And if you're sad, doing what you're doing to make them proud, that'll
Right.
just make them even more sad. They'll just be like,
Right.
man,
I mean, if you have good parents, that's the
oh yeah, if you have
that's
good,
the
yeah,
that's the thing too, right? I mean, like, I'm blessed with my parents. Like, I love my parents, and they've been supportive, and that's a privilege I get to say that I have. You know what I mean? We went through a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, like, they believe. Um, but there's no, like I said before, there's no wrong answer. Think about what all these other rappers had to do. Even Reason, the new rapper who signed to TDE, I don't know if you know, but he had to scrounge up $50,000 before he could even talk to Top Dog. Right? We gotta hustle. Like, make your money. Do what you gotta do. Like, for me, I'm spending money trying to figure out how Facebook advertisement works. I spent at least $5,000 of my money on the Midas video. I spent like $1,000, like, I out of pocket. I spent at least $1,000 on the Sideways video.
yeah,
How much money did I make back from music? $50?
yikes,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it's not. But I'm trying to run a business, and every business starts off with an upfront cost,
right,
right? And
yeah,
so it's like, it's a long-term investment.
yeah,
And you're gonna lose money here, you're gonna lose money there, but you have to believe in the product,
yeah,
right? And trust me, You think you believe in your music, but the way you put that to the test is, are you willing to spend money on it? Right?
Right.
That's the thing, right? It's like someone can say, wow, I really believe in your business. Your business is amazing. Like, I think it's really gonna go far. And you're like, really? Yeah? Uh, okay, great, because I need $500 to start up my business. And they'll be like, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to like, it's good that you got a job. It's good that, don't think of it as a backup plan. Think of it as sustenance while you're building your business. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And a
So
lot
my
of people
own money. Yeah.
exactly. A lot of people will shit on themselves for doing that. It's like, nah, like, be grateful. You put in time, you put in effort, and you put those resources. Maybe you could have spent those years focusing solely on music, and maybe it would have worked out. But who gives a shit? It's like
Hypotheticals, man. Yeah.
you're here now.
Yeah.
You have a way of making money. Make the money, and you'll probably be able to accelerate your growth because you're not relying on angel investors. You're not relying on someone to sponsor you. You're not relying on, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like, part of the rap culture is the hustle culture. Like, you hustle, you make money, and you provide for yourself, and then you learn to provide for your people.
Very well said.
So
Part of
yeah,
the
like,
rap culture is the hustle culture. For sure.
yeah.
For sure.
And so it's like, no, listen, everyone will talk, say whatever they want until you make it. And when you make it, that's it. It invalidates everything that's been said.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, people will be like, oh, this person, look, people will be like, oh, Cardi B had to strip, but look at where she's at now. Look, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
she had to replace her teeth, but look at where she's at now. And it's the truth. It's like she hustled, she put herself in a position where she wanted to. Now she's good. So just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And it's an endearing story. Like, your story is relatable to people, right? It's like, I did my undergrad. I had an instinct. I didn't necessarily follow it because we were told that we're supposed to do something, which we are told this generation. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That we were supposed to go to school. We were promised that this would lead us to stability, a financial future that we can rely on. It wasn't the truth, right? Because no one knew what they were talking about. So
Yeah.
it's like, here you are now, mid-20s, mid-30s, whatever age you're at, even if you're 17, 18, being like, okay, how do I figure this out and sustain for myself? You know what? I believe in something, I'm going to do it. Like, that's a story that people can get down with. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And people care less and less about age when it comes to music now. They care more about who you are as a person, your story, and your music.
Absolutely. Definitely. So what exactly inspired you to be an artist? Was it because your brother was an artist?
Yeah. So my brother I started rapping at 10, but my brother had been rapping since he was like 7. So my brother's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
So he started rapping when I was like 5, and then like I started rapping when I was 10. And so he would like freestyle, like he would literally sit me down, play YouTube beats, and just like freestyle to me for like 2 hours at a time. And like I would just listen, and I was growing up, I was too shy to rap in front of him because I didn't want to copy him. Like, I didn't want to be like, okay, I'm copying him. So I found street dance. So I was a popper. I learned street dance. I learned to like battle, and that was my main kind of thing. But throughout the whole time, all of high school, I went to an art school for theater, and they had a music department, and all my homies were from the music department. So I would sit there, write raps, and show my homies in high school, and then never tell anyone outside of high school that I rap. Um, so yeah, it was definitely my brother. It was definitely my brother. He showed me Tupac. Tupac was the first rap artist that I'd ever heard, and Changes was the first song I ever downloaded
Wow.
on my MP3.
Wow. For me,
Yeah.
the first song I ever downloaded MP3 was Marshall Mathers LP. Like the whole album. The whole album inside. I just
Right,
downloaded.
right, 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 right.
I
Interesting.
have that album back here.
Bad Bad from the wayside, everyone sideways, you take time, I make time. I've had bad days, you make days bad, that shit just don't play right. Hands to the roof, I got my dogs, my squad, my peeps, my canines. No, you can't take mines, watch your step, I make mines, blow up on the timeline. Bad from the wayside, everyone sideways, you take time, I make time. I've had bad days, you make days bad, that shit